Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Normally I can see who tapping in and everything like that. But like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited. This has been a roller coaster ride for the last couple of years. And all you all know that I used to do my lives every Tuesday faithfully. No matter where I was at, I always would do my lives. I'm gonna wait for some people to tap in. Again, I'm gonna just reiterate off of what I was talking about earlier. I was talking about my Women's Day. When I say I'm so excited about this, I thank God for the women that are working with me to get this project done. I want this to be such a great success. On last year, when I say it was phenomenal, it was phenomenal. We cried, we laughed, we prayed together, we gave our testimonies. And it was just a way of women coming together, connecting, and getting it done. That's what it was about on last year. I want a bigger scale, but we got to still keep it at a minimum because with COVID and everything, I can't have it where we got too many people, but we're going to do it a little bit different than we did last year. Last year we had it indoors. This year we're going to have it outdoors. We're going to have vendors lined up. So far, I got 4 vendors that want to participate and join in with us. I'm looking for vendors and sponsors. I want to have one of each of everything. I don't want to have where you have 5 people selling paparazzi jewelry or hey Shawnee, hey boo. I don't want to have it where you have 1,000,001 people selling purses. I want everybody to be able to benefit from it. So if it's one of everything there, you'll be able to sell your goods. You will be able to meet and greet with some people that didn't even know that you were a business owner. They'll be able to support you. I want to start a networking group where we as Black entrepreneurs can come together. We can support each other. We can encourage each other. We can uplift each other. Hey, LaShonda. And those are the things that I want to do for 2021. Everybody knows that everybody went through hell on last year. Last year coming into this year, people have lost loved ones. People have been infected with the COVID, losing their job, losing their finances. And even with me, with personal things that was going on in my life, going through a divorce. Hey Deasia, hey cuz from 585 Rochester. Thank you for tuning in, ladies. We already know everything that we have been going through. And so I've been doing lives, but not my lives every Tuesday where I did a certain topic or a certain subject. I stepped away from a lot of stuff because I was wrestling with my own issues. And that's where God gave me face to face. And somebody asked me, well, what is face to face? Is face to face where, you and another woman, y'all talking and it's like a sister to sister thing? I said it can be put that way, but that's not how he gave it to me. He gave it to me where it's face to face. You have come face to face with the issues that you're wrestling with, things that's stopping us from reaching our goal and our breakthrough. We got to deal with the root of the issue in order for us to be able to grow fully. We got to be able to prune those things out of our lives so that we can grow and new leaves can grow in us and through us. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that I want to deal with face to face. Why is it that we don't want to deal with it? A lot of times people don't want to deal with the root of the issue because they want to hold on to it. That bad relationship, they want to hold on to it. And it's not because they're happy in the situation. It's not because they have joy in the situation. It's not because they're satisfied in that situation. It's because there's something lacking inside of them. And I know, and I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about me. I was in situations and circumstances and relationships where I knew they wasn't good for me, but I did not want to deal with the root of the issue. So I kind of brushed it up under the rug. And a little leaveneth a whole lump. Meaning, if you don't deal with the matter at hand, guess what? That little problem is going to get gigantic. It's going to get big. It's going to get overwhelming. It's going to overtake you to the point of you lose control. So we're going to deal with those kind of things. We as women, this is our season. This is our season. And I'm not against men. I'm not talking about men right now. I'm talking about you, my sisters, my sisterhood sisters. This is our season. I just was telling my daughter that. I said, this is our season to reap the harvest. We've cried many tears, many nights. We've dealt with backstabbing. We've dealt with all of that. This is your season. For that woman that wants to be an entrepreneur, this is your season. For that woman that's already an entrepreneur, but it feels like you're at a standstill, this is your season. And I came live to tell you, don't give up. Keep pressing, keep pushing. Yes, I got knocked down, but guess what? God gave me that bounce back. He gave me that bounce back. And he said, now it is time for you to have some type of organization where you got sisters supporting sisters. You got that live real talk, that you're not scared to talk about things that people don't want to talk about. You have that live real talk where you're willing to be transparent with women, to let them know, hey, I'm not that perfect person. Because when you let people know that you're not perfect and you're willing to be transparent with them, you getting down in the muck with them, you're getting down in the dirt with them, they're willing to come to you and ask for help because they say, you know what, my sis understand me. Yeah, I have no problem with the way people do what they do. Everybody got their own gifts, their own talents, but this is how God deals with me. This is all I know. All I can do, your word is your bond. All I can do is give you the truth, and nothing but the truth. Because the truth is what's going to make us free. It's going to set us free with whatever we're wrestling with. And that's what we have to face. When we come face to face, it's because we are coming to the truth of what is really the issue that's in our lives. Not the people that you deal with, not those frenemies, not those friends, not that man, not that woman, for the men that's tapped in, not that. It's about the real life issues that we struggle with and we deal with that we do not want to address. Yeah. And guess what I came to realize? The reason I did not want to address it, because it was too painful. It was too painful. I tell people this: anytime you're cutting anything out of your life, you're pruning. This is a pruning season. Anytime you're cutting something, like with a plant, you got to cut off the dead leaves. When you begin to cut things away and you're so comfortable in that situation, or you're so comfortable because you feel like you know that person or you know people, guess what? It does not feel good. It doesn't feel good. Medicine don't taste good, but guess what? In the end, it's good for you. So the medicine in our life that's going to heal us and help us is dealing with the truth, coming face to face with those issues that we wrestle with, that we don't want to deal with, that we don't want to acknowledge, that we don't want to be honest about. That's the only way that you're going to have your breakthrough. So people say, well, Misha, how did you get through it? Let me tell you something. And I'm still getting through it. I'm still getting through it. I take it day by day, step by step. I can't promise tomorrow I'm going to feel so wonderful and so great. Yeah, I know you see me on live. You see me talking to y'all. I be hyped up about a lot of stuff, but I have those moments too. You have those breakdown moments, and it's okay. It's okay to cry. Been there, done that. Did it the other night. My lashes was coming off and I took them off. But that was a stage of pruning as well. Let some of that go. Let that pressure off. You know, like a pressure cooker. If you leave it on and it be steady, but you got to take that little lid thing off so the pressure can come off. Sometimes just take it off a little bit so that pressure you can release. You can release. I tell people, listen, crying is the best thing for you. Why? Because that's your pruning season. It's to release all of that pressure you got built up. You're not a superhero. Yeah, we take on too many projects. We want to be that person for our children. We want to be that person for our spouse. We want to be that person for that man in our life. We want to be that person for our friends in our life, our spouse. We want to be that person for everybody, our parent, our siblings. We want to be that person for everybody. But let me tell you something. I call it the Wonder Woman syndrome. A lot of us as women got that Wonder Woman syndrome. No, stop. I just said this the other day on live. Stop. This is what God gave me. S-T-O-P. Stop. Stop. Stop in your tracks. Backtrack sometime and really look at the big picture. Are you really taking care of yourself? A lot of us, we say, yeah, we doing it because we go get our nails done. No, I'm talking about mentally taking care of yourself. Stop allowing people that's around you that say they care about you dearly. Stop allowing people to be dumping their garbage on you like you're a garbage can. Guess what? Who had an issue with that? Me. I had an issue with that. I let everybody dump their garbage on me. Everybody just kept dumping garbage. And I felt like I could take it. Till one day I just exploded. I exploded and it felt like I was losing my everlasting mind. But guess what? It wasn't their fault. Guess whose fault it was? Mine. Because I let them do that. So, with relaunching Real Talk, these are the things we're going to deal with. Yeah. We don't have to feel guilty about taking care of ourselves. But this is what this is about. It's about identifying what's going on in our life, identifying it, and dealing with it. Face to face with it. Yeah. So no matter if it's those hard-headed children we love dearly, honey, and we want to give them the world, we don't realize sometimes we're creating monsters. We're not realizing that, but we don't want them to have the life that we had. Yeah, because we had to struggle. We didn't have the silver spoon in our mouth. But sometimes they need the struggle so that they can survive in this world that we live in. Because this world is not going to let up on them. See, we love them. So we tell them no, but then we turn around and we revamp what we said. We be like, oh, no, we ain't going to do this. But then we turn around and do it. And they know that we like a barking dog with no teeth. We ain't going to bite them. We ain't going to whoop them. We ain't going to do nothing. We just going to keep giving in. Yeah, that issue, that problem, you have control of that. That man in your life. Yeah, because I'm talking to the women right now. That man in your life, right? Yeah, that one you love so dearly. Yes, he's your boo thing. The one that just you just can't see your life without him. Yeah, but do he feel that way about you? Yeah. So if you know he being disrespectful, if you know he cheating, if you know he doing this and that, if you know he making you look like a fool out there in the public eye, why do we say? We complain about it, we cry about it, we talk about it to our friends, we pray about it to God. God, just help me. Guess what? He's not going to change until he want to change. So no matter how much you sex him, how much you feed him, how much you clothe him, how much you bathe him, how much you buy him, it does not matter. That's not going to change anybody. You change that. And that's where I want to get us as women to really identify what's going on in us. Why do we keep staying in these bad situations or these situations that's toxic, that's holding us back? Why do we keep watering down ourselves? Why do we keep watering down the anointing that God has placed in our life? Why do we keep doing that? All of that love that you're giving to the wrong individual, give it to yourself. So this is what the relaunching of Real Talk, face to face with Coach Misha Wilson is about. But I had to go on a battlefield before I could even come back and talk about Real Talk. I had to go on a battlefield before I could even come back and talk about face to face. Because you know why? I had to deal with face to face issues. I had to deal with me. Yeah, because a lot of the issues came from me. Not with the people I was dealing with. It came from me. So these are the things that we as people, yeah, we got to deal with, ladies. It's time for us to take back our position in our households, in our communities. It's time for us to take back our position as real friends, as real women of God. Yeah. And I'm not talking about no perfect person, because none of us is perfect. And don't let people fool you. Okay, you make flaws. It's okay. All of us do it. Don't let people whisper in your ear, making you feel like you less than what you are because you done stumbled and fell, or you're still struggling with stuff. Your stuff may be open and theirs may be secret, but guess what? It doesn't matter whether you see it or I see it. God see all of it. Yeah, so these are the things that we're going to deal with, and I'm so grateful to God that he has opened up the doors for me to have a snapback, for me to come back with a boldness that I don't care about what people feel or what people think about me. As long as God is satisfied, I'm going to say what he want me to say, how he want me to say it. There is no format with me. There is no format. Hey, Shahida, welcome back, babe. I don't know what was going on with my computer, but there is no format with me. This is about real talk. This is about me talking to you one-on-one. This is about if we were sitting right here in my living room and we was having a discussion and we were talking about some real life issues, how would I talk to you? I'm going to talk to you the same way I'm talking to you on this live. Yeah, see how I'm all laid back and relaxed? Because that's what it's about. It's not about me trying to be this prim and proper, because that's not me. That's not me. And that's the way God told me to be. When you come on face to face, give it raw. Yeah, some people may not like the topics. It's all good. It does not matter. But the season is now for deliverance. The season is now for breakthroughs. And the only way we're going to have that breakthrough, if we come face to face with the issues, the trials, the tribulations, that circumstance that we're wrestling with. That's the only way we're going to be able to do that. Because if we keep brushing it up under the rug, we keep brushing it up under the covers or whatever, it's going to mount up so big that it's going to get overbearing and overwhelming in your life, and it's going to overtake you. So I said we need to do some mind exercises. Yeah, what is the mind exercises? Begin to speak life into your life. Begin to speak life into your life. Every single day, no matter if you're having an excellent, wonderful day and you jump up out of bed and you like, oh yeah, I'm about to do this thing. Or you get up out of bed and you like, Lord, I just don't feel this today. Know how I know? I've been there. Yeah, you be like, what's this feeling over me? What's this feeling of depression that's coming over me? Those are the things we want to deal with. So you have more good days than you have bad days. Because we allow circumstances, we allow situations to come in our life and contaminate our day before even the day even gets started. So these are the things that I had to deal with and still are dealing with so that I can bring back face to face. I could bring back real talk. Yeah, God said this is the season. So whatever it is that you're wrestling with, this is what we're going to deal with. Yeah. So I'm going to have it where it's going to be open mic. Where if you want to say, oh, you know what, Misha, I want to join your live. I want to come on your live. Guess what? This ain't about no certification. Yeah, I'm a certified life coach. Some people say, oh, these self-made life coaches, to each his own. You don't know who God called. You don't know who God will use. Okay, so what you seen them drinking? But guess what? That person can go and talk to a person that's been drinking. But if you never dealt with that, how you going to talk to them? Really? How are you going to talk to them? If you never been molested, how can you talk to a person that's been molested? If you never been date raped, how can you talk to a person that's ever been date raped? How can you talk to a person that has dealt with being a prostitute? And see, prostitutes are on levels. Yeah. Some people, I ain't no problem. If you slept with a man and he was not your husband and he gave you goods, guess what? We were pimping ourselves out. But see, people don't want to look at that. Oh, not me, because we done got so dignified. Yeah, we done got so educated. Yeah, because we got degrees. It ain't about your degree. It's about real life issues. It's about everything that you've struggled with. You didn't struggle with that for you, for yourself. You struggled to help somebody else. But none of us is willing to open up this and tell our truth because we want people to think that we got this thing going on. No. So I'm like, you know what, God? I'm a willing vessel. If you told me to open up my mouth, I'm going to say it. Guess what? You should do the same thing. Because every time you open up your mouth and you begin to speak your truth, it's like you throwing up all of that past. You throwing it up and you dealing with it. And you identifying with it. And you acknowledging it. And God can turn around and he could sweep it up and he could go ahead and throw it in the trash. But if you harbor and hold that stuff in, it's like a cancer. It will consume you. It will overtake you. Y'all make sure y'all start sharing this. Somebody needs to hear this tonight. You are not alone. You are not the only one that's struggling. Even the life coaches that y'all listen to, not just me, the life coaches, the ones that's making the millions of dollars, are the ones that just get on social media. Guess what? Each and every one of us have a struggle or many struggles. We do, because why? We are humans. But we got to deal with the issues at hand. So I'm asking you right now, what are some of the things that you're wrestling with? What are some of the things that you want to be released from? What are some of the things that you're holding on to? You know it's toxic in your life. What are those things? And then ask yourself the question, something we don't like doing because we don't want to hear the answer, is why? 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 Simple as that. Why? I ain't talking about dressing up the outside and I got the little jazzy little swoopy haircut going on and just a little soft face going on and my colorful little jacket. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about getting mentally, spiritually, emotionally naked. Why? Why? I know I wrestle with insecurities, and I'm going to tell you why I wrestle with insecurities since y'all don't want to say nothing. I wrestle with insecurities because of, how can I say, rejection, right? My cousin told me I'm wifey material. And I was like, how do I take that? You know? I know it sounds good thing, but is that because it seemed like I'm a nerd or I'm green or I don't do what a lot of women do? I don't understand. What does that mean? Wifey material, right? And he said, no, cuz that's a good thing. He said, you're wifey material, you're relationship material. You are not built to kind of like jump around. When you with somebody, right? And that's why a lot of times, you tend to get hurt more than a lot of people because you love hard, right? And I see you, Shahida, and I'm about to address that. It's like I love very, very hard. Whether I'm a friend or I'm in a relationship, I'm loyal to that. I'm loyal to that title. See, people like titles, but they don't like the duty behind the title. A lot of people say we're friends, right? They love to use that, or sis. They like using that now. Sis. Hey, boo. Yeah, they like doing that. Oh, I love you. Oh, that's my man. Oh, that's my woman. That people love to do that, right? They like the titles, but they don't like the duty that come behind the title. How can you call somebody a friend and you're not straight up and honest with them? How? In friendship, whether it's with a man and a woman or a woman and a woman and a man and a man, I'm talking about friendships. I ain't talking about no relationships where people dating. No, because we ain't dealing with that. I'm talking about friendships, so-called friendships, right? Friendships is about loyalty. Friendships is about communication. People don't understand you got to be committed to your friend. That's how I feel. I see it. If I have a friend, I should be committed enough. If my friend need me, I'm there. I got your back. If my friend need me, I'm going to be there, but I'm going to be honest with my friend. If it's a situation that I see that's not good for my friend, I'm not going to pacify the situation and say, well, you know, no, be straight up. A real friend going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts. A real friend, right? A real friend is going to be loyal to you. Yeah. A real friend is not going to have you, how can I say, misleading. A real friend is not going to mislead you, giving you mixed signals. Yeah, a real friend. Whether it's a man and a woman, because men and women can be friends. But if you're going to keep a friendship, keep a friendship. You can't mix pleasure and friendships because feelings get in that. Emotions get in there. And most of the time, it's the women with the emotions. Very seldom it's the men. And women get misled. If her and a man is sleeping together, they get misled because they feel like it's going towards a relationship. Because most of the time, not all of the time, most women that are really committed and loyal, they're in it because they're on the mindset of we're building. We're coming to something totally different. We're going to the next level. That's why it's not good to play, because you wind up getting your feelings hurt. Yeah. And some men, the same thing. Some guys be thinking that, hey, we, yeah. And the women be like, because you got some women that feel like guys. They think like guys. So with all of that being said, when you feel or know, because you can feel from energy, you can get the vibes. Why do we consist on staying? Because do we think that we're going to change that person, or that person eventually, we stay in it long enough, that person is going to change? I beg to differ. People know who they want to be with. Simple as that. It ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. People know whether they want to be in a relationship or they want to be in an entanglement. Most people want to be in entanglements. Entanglements meaning there is no commitment there. There is no loyalty there. There really ain't no respect there, because they feel like, well, ain't no title here. We do what we want to do. So you got to be careful with that. I hate rejection, so I try to avoid it. Okay, Shahida, if you still on here, you said I hate rejection, so I try to avoid it. When you say rejection, what is rejection to you? Because people got different understandings or different levels of rejection. What is rejection to you? What is rejection to you? And I think with me, this new dating thing, y'all, because this is different. I've been in two marriages, and in those two marriages, and prior to me being married to those two people, I was with my kids' fathers, right? And that's 10 years with them. Then I turned around and I got married. And when I got married to that person, I was with him 16 years, married 13 years. I got out of that marriage shortly after, got married again, and I was with that person for 6 years or so, married 6 years, was with him 7 years. And so now I'm getting back into, it's been almost 2 years since I've been per se single. And yeah, you get to that, you're not a lonely spirit, but you get lonely and you want companionship and you want that friend or that person you could chill with and you could watch movies with and y'all could go out to eat, and you're going to see if it's going to lead up to that relationship, and relationships to lead up to marriage. That's how life should be built. But a lot of people don't. They just date random people until they get sick and tired of them, then they go to something new. But me, I'm shy, but I'm not shy. I'm shy because, how you said, the rejection part. And then I look at it as women shouldn't chase men. I mean, I might be old school, but I feel like if a guy is very interested in you and he wants you, then that means he'll approach you. That's how I feel. Now guys are using the shy thing, and I think it's a lot of game, because shy means you still away from a lot of things. You still away from basically the public. But if you one of those type of people that can be out in public and you doing little stuff, you really ain't shy. Let me see. Shahida said, my feelings are actions not being, okay, reapproached. Okay. When you say your feelings, hold on, I'm not chasing no man. Right. I'm with you, Shahida. Shahida said, I'm not chasing a man. So when you say that your actions, when your feelings are actions, what do you mean your feelings are actions? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I'm waiting, Shahida. What do you mean by that? I guess with me personally, I'm so used to back in my time, because I'm 48, I'll be 49. I'm so used to guys, if they were interested in a woman, they would basically approach them. And then the way these guys approach women now, that's another thing that kind of blows me. Like, I don't know if they're so used to or accustomed to women, certain women. One guy was in my inbox and talking about, I guess I got to open up the bag in order for you to go on a date with me. Boy, I'm 48 years old, about to be 49. You don't open up no bag with me. That ain't even how you, what happened to, hello, I think you're beautiful. I would love to get to know you better. I would love to take you on a lunch date or a dinner date. We can meet somewhere, blah, 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 because I don't believe in letting people come to your house and all of that stuff. What happened to those type of things? What happened to the opening up the door? What happened to pulling out the chair? What happened to these things? Hey, Maria. Shahida says, if I'm putting in 100, I want 100 back. Listen, I got to put on my glasses, y'all, because I can't see, trying to be cute. Listen, I'm with you 100. That's another thing. That's a problem with me too, because like I said, when I'm your friend, whether we build in a relationship or we just in a friendship, I give 100. I give 1,000. And I think the whole back with me is, if I start noticing I'm giving, and I'm giving, but I'm not getting what I'm giving, then it's going to make me step back from it, right? That's how I feel. Because then I feel like, and I start replaying back in my head the things that I've already went through, where I was a giver, because that's naturally me. I'm a giver. And it could be almost like a curse and a blessing, because the more you give, the more shall be given unto you. And it's not the problem about giving, it's who we give to. A lot of times we give to people that we should not be giving to. We attach ourselves to people that we should not attach ourselves to, because us as women, and guys too, we have a certain type of person that we are attracted to. And one thing God gave me, he said a lot of times the things that we want, we don't need. Hear me. The things that we want, we don't need. A lot of us are caught up into the outer appearance. And then he said the things that you need, you don't want. So then you can have this guy that has like everything going for himself as far as, but he may not look the way you like him to look, or he's not tall enough, or the color is off for you, or he ain't got enough swag about himself, or whatever the case is, because everybody got their own little thing of what they like about a person, right? So my thing is, when do we know? When do we know? And it's scary. Because you got a lot of people that are coming dressed up and they're pretending. And that's when you have to begin to pray about certain things, because people can deceive you. People can trick you and have you thinking one thing, because a lot of people use the title friendship. They listen to you, they encourage you, they motivate you, but they have a hidden agenda behind whatever it is that they're doing. And they can know exactly how they feel about you, and they play on that. And I just made a post earlier, and it said some people don't really love you or even like you in that way, but they do enough just to hold on to you. They give you enough just to hold. They might text you here and there, and that keeps you to think that, oh, they are interested. You see what I'm saying? So they have you at arm's length. They stretch out their arms, you stretch out your arms. They can touch you, but that you can't touch them. So whenever they want to be involved with you or whatever they want to talk, they call and text you, but then you try to do the same thing. You can't get in touch with them, or they always be. See, those are the things. So it's like, if you're not getting what you're giving, then that's a red flag to say, step back. I don't care how much you like that person, because if they don't like you the same way, I don't care how much you love that person. If they don't love you the same way, I don't care how much you respect that person. If they're not respecting you in the same way, I don't care how loyal you are to that person. If they're not being loyal to you in the same way, then those are red flags to step back. Step back. So my question again is, if you find yourself in that situation, why do you stay? Everybody why is different. A lot of people say insecurities. A lot of people could say, oh, because I don't want to be alone. Everybody why is different. Everybody why is different. I was so accustomed to being in a relationship that I didn't know how to be alone. Yeah. Because think about it. With my kid's father, between the two of them, that was 10 years. I was young. I was a teenager. Then when I got married, the first time, I was in my late 20s. I was like 29. Was with him for 16 years, going on 13 years. We were married. Okay, now I'm long into my, 40s, right? Going into my 40s. Then turn around, go in my 40s. Then turn around, then I meet somebody else that came in and wooed me, and everything that the first one didn't do, the second was doing. But instead of me healing, that was my problem. I had a lonely spirit. I had a needy spirit. I needed that touch. I needed that, how can I say it? I needed to be needed. That's how I'm gonna say it. I needed to be needed. And that's a bad feeling. I didn't know how to be alone. You see what I'm saying? So when this person came in and they were taking me to the fancy restaurants and buying me the nicest things and all of this, but as I get older now, and I've gone through it, and I went through the divorce and everything, now my thing was it worth it? Yeah. That's like the enemy telling Jesus, if you turn this stone into bread, I'll give you all of this. And he took him on a hillside and showing him the land, right? Well, that's what he does to us. But we got to realize everything that he's promising us, everything that he's bringing to us, everything that he's showing us he's going to give us, and he telling us we can have, guess what? It already belonged to you. And I had to realize that if you are an heir of Christ, guess what? It already belongs to you. So you don't need anybody coming into your life, whether it's a friendship or a relationship or an entanglement. You don't need anybody coming into your life making promises that they can't keep, because they can't give you something that already belongs to you. That's like me taking your battery out of your car, and I come to your door and I say, hey, I'm about to charge you for this, or I'm going to give you this. It already is yours. That belongs to you. Yeah. So the blessings of God, when God said he wants you to have life and have it more abundantly, he talking about the wealth, the health, the mental health, the physical health. He's talking about all the aspects of your life. He's promising and wanting you to have these things. Then here come the enemy with his trickster self, and he play on your mental. Because we don't want to address the situations. We don't want to address that lonely spirit. Because then we got to acknowledge it. But I tell you on tonight, acknowledge what it is that you're wrestling with so that you could go to the next level. You can't go to the next level because you weighed it down. You weighed it down with that lonely spirit. You weighed it down with the spirit of rejection. Yeah. And a lot of times rejection is not a bad thing. That's God's protection. You get me? A lot of times we look at it as, well, what's wrong with me? Because we as women, we say this. What's wrong with me? You see these other women out here, they ain't half of the woman you feel, because that's what we do. We measure a woman by her looks, her body shape, her what she have materialistic wise. We measure a woman. We as women, we measure each other like that, and we need to cut it out. It's something about her that he likes, right? So we saying, well, what's wrong with us? Why I can't get a husband, or why I can't get a date? Yeah. And we like, I'm tired of being lonely. But God said it's not rejection. It's not even denial. It's protection for you because you're not yet ready. There are some things still in you that if you get entangled with an individual, your heart is going to be broken because you have not dealt with the root of the issue. You have not dealt with that inner thing that's in you. And only you know that. But God said he wants you to open up your mouth and begin to cast your cares upon him and tell him exactly what it is that you want him to release from you so that he can come in and heal it and then get you prepared and ready for that next level that you want to go at. Shahida said the same energy they give, I give back. Yeah. I mean, some people say, well, you shouldn't be like that. Listen, for years, I watered myself down. I watered myself down to the point of I was nothing. You know how you take a soda and you pour it out and you get this much soda and then you fill it up with water? Guess what? That ain't soda no more. Well, that's how we as women do a lot of times, or people in general. I'm not just going to say women. People in general, they tend to water themselves down to make other people feel comfortable. And I tell anybody this, if you are in the presence of somebody and you have to water your anointing down, or you have to water yourself down in order for somebody to have happiness in their life, I'm not sacrificing my happiness, my peace, my joy for anybody else to benefit off of it. I'm not doing that. God gave me this. And when I say God has been every day, it's like he giving me a word. He said, no more walk-ins. And I was like, what? No more walk-ins. Invite only. We as people, we as women especially, I'm talking to you women, we allow people to walk in and out of our life, in and out of our life, in and out of our life. Whether it's friends, the men folks, we just do. We let people walk in and out of our life like a revolving door. It stops. He says, stop, stop. Stop it. It's invite only. You set the tone. You set the tone for your atmosphere. Yeah. So if you don't like that present, that energy, we got to stop it. Get outside of always having to be in somebody's presence to feel wanted or needed. God said, I want you and need you every single day. I need you to get out there and do what it is I told you to do. Yeah, that's his need for us. I need you to get out there because you got so many souls crying out for God, and they're crying out and they're walking in the shadows of other people. They're walking in silence and suffering in it. Yeah, God said, I need you. I need you too. I need you to get out there and get about your business, my business. I need you to do that. But we're so focused on the things that we don't have in life, we can't even celebrate what we do have. Yeah. Women are such powerful creatures. We are very powerful. We just don't know our worth. I learned that silence is one of my superpowers. Instead of arguing and fussing all the time, guess what? My superpower, God said, shut up. So, sit there. People say you look crazy or you ain't gonna say nothing. I had a situation over the weekend, right? That made me say, wow. It kind of like blew me, right? Because I was thinking I was at a certain pace or level at a certain, thing in my life. And it was like a punch in the stomach, bam. And it caught me off guard. But in catching you off guard, when you have God in your life, it make you, and you know how somebody hit you and you got to catch your breath and you doing this and you like about to throw up, and God said, stand up, pace your breath, pace your breathing. But the enemy telling you react, snap. Yeah, but God said, you a new creature. And you like, and you feel like you about to pass out. Yeah. But God said, I told you not to put yourself in that situation. Because God done warned you and he showed you certain things about that individual. But because you were still in the flesh, you were still in your feelings, you were still caught up in your emotions, you wanted to have that because you still got something in you. And those are the signs to say something is still latched onto you, that you're not ready for that relationship. Because you still seen the signs, you seen the signs, but you act like you was spiritually illiterate, that you wasn't reading it. It said, stop. Don't keep dealing with that individual. But guess what we kept doing? We wanted to turn around and say, God, I had to take off my glasses and it was blurry, God. And I swear it said, go. God said, put them back on. And sometimes God will rattle your cage, right? Because you're not going to leave that situation, no matter what it is, that job, that friendship, that entanglement you're in. Some things you just will not leave unless God rattle the cage. Now, God is a God of free will. He said, I'm going to let you do whatever you want to do, but God got to rattle your cage and get your attention and sometimes allow you to be punched spiritually in the gut. Yeah. And buckle you sometime, and it hurts sometime, and you got to cry out to God because God has to show you you're not where you think you are. You say you ready. I'm ready because I'm tired of being by myself. I'm ready. I'm ready to date God. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready, God. I'm ready. I'm ready. God said, okay, really? Let's see. And God allows something to play in your front, right in front of your face, and it's like a crash. Bam. And the airbag done bust you in your face. And when something hits you off guard, you be like, it takes your breath away. Right? But guess what? It didn't kill you. It didn't kill you. It did not kill you. So where it's the end of something, God said it's just the beginning. Yeah. It's just the beginning of your new chapter. So now what you do, that pain should push you into your purpose. That pain should push you into your breakthrough. You say, how is that? Listen, you got weights and you lifting them, right? It's going to build muscle. If you never had any pressure applied to you, you can't grow. You're not building muscle. You just flinging your arms in the air. Ain't nothing really going to happen. God has to allow some pressure to come on you, right? So that you could build up that muscle. So the next time that situation comes, now you know I don't like that pain, God. I don't like the pressure, God. And when God show you signs, you're going to keep on them spiritual glasses because you want to read it properly. You don't want to keep going when it say stop because you're going to get into a crash. And that somebody that's going to get hurt is you. So we have to deal with the issues at hand and come face to face with stuff. And I thank God for that title. He said face to face. And it ain't about with Coach Misha Wilson. It's face-to-face with you personally. Because Coach Misha ain't going to be there. Or Misha Wilson ain't going to be there all the time. Or Mimi ain't going to be there. Or Tramisha Siobhan Wilson ain't going to always be there. But God is always there. And God said, cast your cares. He said, whatever you're wrestling with, whatever you're struggling with, cast your cares. Late in the midnight hour, cast your cares. You know. You know. So whether it's that needy spirit, that lustful spirit, that fornicating spirit, whatever it is that you're wrestling with, God wants you to come face to face. And these are why we're going to be having these discussions every single Tuesday. And it's not just going to be me by myself. I'm going to have a panel of women sometime. I'm going to have a panel of guys sometime. I might have it co-ed or whatever you want to call it with the men and the women. We're going to have different topics about different things, real life issues. And then if there's some things that you want to talk about, hit me up in my inbox. When I say we're going to talk about everything, we're going to talk about everything, because this is the season for breakthrough. This is the season for leveling up. It's time for us to get up, level up, and power up to who it is that God called us to be. But the only way we can do that, if we come face to face with those issues, those circumstances, those trials, those tribulations that we don't want to let go and we don't want to face because we don't want to deal with the truth. Yeah. So, listen, guys, I didn't come on live today to keep you long, but I just wanted to give you a brief of what face to face is going to be about. We're going to be dealing with some stuff. We're going to be laying it down. We're going to talk about sex addiction. Yeah, people say, what? See, that's the problem. People want to run away from topics. People want to run away from different things. Yeah, some people, they struggle with that. And that's why they stay in different relationships as well. Not because they love that person, not because they so desire that person. No, they stay in that relationship because they're comfortable and they got access to it. And they don't want to go out here running around in the streets and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are different things that people wrestle with, that people don't want to deal with, because it's like, I don't want to go telling people that. Why? There's a lot of people running around here like that. Yeah. So it ain't people just dealing with addiction to alcohol, drugs. People addicted to sex. Some people addicted to porn. There are things that we're going to talk about. Yeah. And you ain't got to be ashamed of nothing. Nothing. God said he wanted you to give it all to him. Every single thing that you're wrestling with, don't let the enemy play with your mind and trick you to have you thinking, that's so disgusting. God ain't going to want to listen to me or hear me. That ain't what he said. He said, cast your cares upon me because I care for you. It's an individual thing. He ain't say what your friend thought. He ain't say what those sayers, the same ones that's wrestling with what you got going on, that want to keep running from it. Yeah, ain't no deliverance coming from when you ain't being transparent. Yeah, I just told you about what I was wrestling with not too long ago and just gave it up, right around Christmas time, drinking. Nobody knew that. But the thing is, God had to show me you respecting people more than you respect me. Yeah, they can't see you because you behind your closed doors. But guess what? God sees everything. So if God see it, tell him. He already know. He know what we do. He know. But in order for you to level up, power up, you got to get up. Get up and make a stand and speak up. Open your mouth. Tell God. Because he ain't going to go telling your so-called frenemy. He ain't going to tell. But he going to begin to renew your mind. Open up your mind. Confess. Confess. That's a powerful thing. That's one of my superpowers. Yeah, because I had to realize my daddy see everything. He got a flashlight. He got a flashlight. This right here, this season, 2021, is breakthrough season. But in order for us to get our breakthrough, in order for us to know our purpose, in order for us to have our superpowers and use them, our anointing, yes, in order for us to get there, and whether men or women, we got to be honest about what we are wrestling with. And we got to let it go. Let it go. I know sometimes that's your security blanket, like Linus off of Charlie Brown. It's dirty. It need to be washed. So let it go. Let it go. Like I said, this was just a relaunching of my real talk, but it's called Face to Face with Misha Wilson. And I'm going to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm not going to play with it. I'm not going to candy coat it. Too many of us got spiritual cavities, and we need to hear the truth. We need to identify the truth in order for us to be who we supposed to be. And I am your girl, and we going to get through this together, y'all. So again, I appreciate y'all for tapping in on the live. I'm sorry about the issues we had earlier today. Y'all share this live, repost it on your page, and tell a friend about it. Tell a friend about it. because there is going to be those moments that they're going to have to push replay, replay, replay. Guess who do that? Me. Because as I'm talking to y'all, guess what? God is talking to me as well as I'm talking to y'all. And half of the time I'm talking and not even realizing what I'm saying until I listen back over and I'll be like, wow, God, yeah, that's so true. Yeah, because I'm talking to myself as well. Ministry starts at home before it goes anywhere, y'all. So guess what? If y'all being convicted, guess who being convicted too? Me. So we working through this thing together. Misha does not have it all together. I am not a perfect individual. I have a lot of flaws. I have a lot of things I struggle with, but I take it day by day and step by step. And that's what I'm telling you. Take it day by day and step by step. Don't let the enemy play with your mind to have you thinking that you've done something so horrible, so terrible, that God does not love you. God loves you right where you at, and he gonna work on that thing if you just open up your mouth and give it to him. No more walking in the shadows of what people think and how people feel about you. As long as God call you daughter, as long as God call you son, you are good. You good. So I'm gonna meet y'all here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. if God's will. And I'm going to have some special guests on. Maria. I got to reach out to Maria. Shahida. I'm going to reach out to Shahida. I'm going to reach out to Mika with the T. It's certain women. I'm going to have at least maybe about 5 different women guests. And we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about relationships and balancing your life as a woman. So that's our topic for next week, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Relationships and how to balance yourself as a woman in every areas of your life, whether it's a wife, a girlfriend, a single woman, a mother, a sister, an entrepreneur, working for the corporate office. How do we balance our life and the struggles of being a woman, that Proverbs 31 woman? So these are the things that we're going to talk about on next week, y'all. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in at 7 p.m. so that we can get this thing started, so that we can turn around and walk in our destiny. So the ladies that I just called out, I will be inboxing y'all, if not tonight, on tomorrow, so that we can meet up and we can talk about our panel and what we're going to be talking about. Love y'all guys much. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to Face to Face with Coach Misha Wilson. Good night, guys.